50 years, 20 million cars. And now, Volkswagen just blew the whole thing up in the best possible way. Hey, this is Mark, and you're welcome to AUTOSAYS, the Polo. If you've ever driven in Europe, chances are you've shared a road with it. Since 1975, this little hatchback has been the car that millions of ordinary people trusted for their daily lives. Students, commuters, families on a budget. It wasn't flashy. It wasn't trying to be. It was just honest, affordable, reliable German metal. And it sold over 20 million units because of exactly that. But now, Volkswagen has looked at 50 years of history, thrown away the combustion engine entirely, and said, we're starting over. Meet the ID, Polo, the 7th generation. And it is nothing like what came before. Let's start with the number that's turning heads right across the industry. 24,995 euros. That's roughly $29,000 for a brand new, fully electric Volkswagen. In a market where affordable EVs have mostly been a broken promise, where starting from usually means good luck actually buying one at that price, AUTOSAYS is putting that number front and center. Now, to be fair, the version available to order right now starts at about $39,000. The cheapest trim follows in summer, but the headline is real, and the industry is paying attention. Here's what makes that price even more remarkable. This is not a stripped-down, bare-bones city car. This is a vehicle that can, optionally, give you a pneumatic massage while you're stuck in traffic. 3 massage programs in a sub-$30,000 hatchback. Let that sink in for a second. But let's talk about what's genuinely revolutionary under the skin, because the technology here is the real story. The ID, Polo rides on Volkswagen's new MEB Plus platform, a front-wheel drive architecture that completely changes the space equation inside a small car. No combustion engine up front. No bulky drivetrain tunnel running through the cabin. The result? The luggage compartment has grown 25%, from 351 liters to 441 liters. That's more cargo space than cars, from the compact class above it. With rear seats folded, you're looking at over 1,200 liters. In a car just over 4 meters long. This is not a compromise. This is a rethink. 3 power levels are on the menu. 85 kilowatts, 99 kilowatts, and at the top, 155 kilowatts, which is 211 horsepower. That top-spec version carries a 52 kilowatt-hour nickel manganese cobalt battery, and it will take you up to 454 kilometers on a single charge. That's 280 miles. In a small car, that is not a city car number. That is a cross-country number, and DC fast charging comes standard across the entire lineup. Not optional, standard. You can get from 10 to 80% in roughly 24 minutes on the top variant. For the lower trims with the smaller LFP battery, that same window takes about 23 minutes. For context, that's faster than most people's coffee break. Now here's something that doesn't get said enough in the EV conversation. Volkswagen didn't just electrify the Polo, they made it smarter than anything in this class has ever been. The new connected travel assist system can read traffic lights, not just detect them, react to them. It's a feature previously reserved for much more expensive vehicles, and it's now optionally available in what is essentially an entry-level family car. One-pedal driving is standard. Vehicle to load is standard, meaning you can plug an e-bike or outdoor equipment directly into your car and draw up to 3.6 kilowatts of power. Your Polo becomes a mobile power station. That's not a gimmick. For anyone who camps, works outdoors, or owns an e-bike, that's genuinely useful. The interior follows Volkswagen's new pure positive design language, its first full production debut. A 10-inch digital cockpit, a 13-inch center, touchscreen that looks and feels like a premium tablet. And here's the detail that reveals a lot about who designed this car. A retro display mode that transforms the instruments into a visual throwback to the original MK1 Golf. The analog era, gauges, the classic speedo. A little nod to the people who remember where this all started. That's not nostalgia for nostalgia's sake. That's a brand that knows its history and is confident enough to celebrate it. Think about what that history actually means in financial terms. The Polo nameplate has been one of Volkswagen's highest volume products globally for decades. In Europe alone, it's consistently ranked among the top-selling cars year after year. The shift to EV isn't just about technology. It's about Volkswagen protecting a revenue line that has fed the entire brand group for 50 years. With regulations tightening across Europe and combustion engine sales windows closing faster than politicians will admit, the ID, Polo isn't a passion project. It is a survival strategy, and VW isn't doing this alone. The ID, Polo, is the product of what the company calls the brand group core, a collaboration between Volkswagen, Seat, Cupra, Skoda, and Volkswagen commercial vehicles. The Cupra Raval and the Skoda Epic share the same platform and running gear. That's how you get premium features at entry-level prices. Scale, shared development costs, multiple brands absorbing the engineering bill together. It's the same logic that built the original Golf platform into a global empire. And now it's happening again in electric. One thing the press release quietly mentions, and which deserves a louder conversation, is that a GTI variant is coming in 2027, 223 horsepower in an electric Polo. The performance nameplate that defined an era of hot hatchbacks coming back in electric form. What that means for the GTI legacy, what it means for driving enthusiasts who've spent years mourning the soul of the hot hatch. That is a story for another day. But here's where we land today. The ID. Polo is not just a new car. It is a statement. It says that electric mobility doesn't have to mean sacrifice. It says that affordable doesn't have to mean boring. And it says that 50 years of history isn't a burden. It's a blueprint. 20 million Polos. And the 20 million and first is going to be electric. Whether that excites you or scares you, says a lot about where you stand on the future of the car. And next time, we're going to dig into exactly what this EV revolution is doing to the brands, the jobs, and the car culture that millions of people grew up with. You won't want to miss that one.